I've always worked with a fairly vivid imagination, and sometimes it's a matter of just controlling it into something that's interesting and reverberates a little bit. I never actually work from dreams. Maybe it's a waking dream, I simply have an idea, maybe a little seed of an idea, and try to grow that into a larger plant, The other part of that is also to make sure that the work has at least a few different layers, and that's so when one walks away from it, they're still thinking of these different layers that aren't always apparent at first glance. I have to process information that I see in my head perhaps and edit it, add to it, nix it, whatever, until it feels right. But on the good days, I draw the images out at thumbnail size. The process is to draw it out into a larger scale, roughly. And then at that point, I always make changes and add things or take things away. Sometimes the tendency is to be a little too exuberant, and that's where editing comes in for me. Aspects of nature, swamps, deserts, the landscape. It's a kind of spiritual landscape. The shapes are out there, and the vistas and that clarity of light. I'm from the West. That's what I like. Sometimes I write out a few sentences regarding an idea, and other times titles come to me immediately, and they feel inextricably linked. They may not seem so apparently, but they're sort of like an additional element to the work. For me, it can be a simple idea that I see clearly. That often happens. Others that need some help, and that's a more conscious kind of thing, to add and delete elements from the work. I think it's a rare day that I see it completely. It absolutely needs no change. There have been a few pieces that I've said to myself, oh, that was exactly what I had hoped for. Keeping on inventing is the real challenge of longevity in art. It's difficult sometimes, you really get challenged sometimes. Oh gee, I did that piece 32 years ago. Oh, I did something like that 15 years ago, so you have to kind of keep asking more of yourself and bending your personal rules. I think that's the best way. So it's like a little dinky revolt in your head every once in a while that seems to help. Do you want me to repeat that question? No. I made a big mistake.